Today we're going to take a look at a play by SportsFan56 from the gamerslab.com forum. He showed me this play months ago, but unfortunately due to my laziness, I'm just getting to it now. It's actually a great play out of the also great Philadelphia Eagles playbook. It's in the formation Gun Bunch Weak, and the play is called Empty Philly Under. Let's take a look. So first, let's talk about the one over effective route that makes this play tick, and it's the post route run by our tight end. Now, as you can see, our tight end is standing up. So what that means is once we snap the ball, the tight end is going to get a really nice glitchy speed burst, helping him beat the coverage. More importantly though, is that versus any stock zone defense in the entire game, this route must, and I do mean must, be user defended, and to be quite honest, it pretty much needs to be user defended against man coverage as well. Now you will see in the gameplay footage that after SportsFan showed me this play, I went into a game against my lab partner and all we did was call stock zone defenses and control the defensive linemen. And we tried to find a zone that could stop it, and well, we couldn't. We both went up and down the field against each other, catching every single pass, proving that you really need to user defend this route. So anytime you can find a play where your opponent must user a specific area of the field, that's going to be a huge advantage for us, as we have 4 other routes that we can throw to at any time once we see them trying to take away our first read. If they don't and they try to cover any other area of the field, we're just going to hit the tight end money route with absolute ease. Now the way that we want to throw this route is by throwing a bullet pass with pass lead down and to the left sideline. Let's just go ahead and take a look. Once we get in behind the zone coverage, we're going to pass lead down, we're going to click on, and we're going to cut off the pass. So let's go ahead and take a look at the replay. And first, I'm going to show you the speed burst that we're going to get with our tight end. So compare him to number 11 to the right of Gronkowski. And as you can see here, Gronkowski literally slides right to the line of scrimmage before anyone else really is doing too much movement. And he's just getting a really nice glitchy speed burst right off the line of scrimmage. Edelman hasn't even moved yet, and Gronkowski's sliding. So that's just a small thing that's really going to help us beat coverages. So now, once you see that we get our tight end in behind the zone coverage, we're going to pass lead down and to the left sideline. And the reason that we're going to do this is because if there's any defender in behind our tight end, they might be able to make a play if we just throw a bullet pass or anything like that. So by throwing a bullet pass with pass lead down and to the sideline, it's going to allow us to click on and undercut the route so that any defender in behind us literally has no chance to be able to make a play. So as you can see here, we throw a bullet pass with pass lead down, I click on and I pull down and I cut the pass off. So even if there's a user controlled defender, a CPU defender where maybe your opponent's going to try to click on and make a play, it's going to make it impossible for them to make a play by cutting off the route. So it's just a really effective route that we're going to force them to cover this route, and that's when we're going to be able to hit some of our other routes. And some of those other routes are really effective. The X receiver on the left is running a comeback route, which is money against man defense. Now to throw this route, all we want to do is throw a bullet pass with no pass lead before our wide receiver makes his cut. Now, if you'd like to run a more advanced version of this route, on the gamerslab.com right now, we have a stick skills and route throwing guide for only $5.99. And one example in that guide shows you how to rocket catch the comeback route, which is extremely effective. But if buying guides isn't really something that you're able to do, then just throw a bullet pass before he makes his cut, and you should do just fine. As you can see right there, we throw it just before he makes his cut, and we just torch the man coverage. Another thing that I like to do from time to time with the comeback route is something when I'm absolutely positive that my opponent's going to be running man defense. The other thing is usually I'm going to do this if there's only one safety deep in the middle of the field, or if he's taking that safety and coming down to the line of scrimmage or something like that. This is something that I use that just, every so often I'll be able to get a touchdown out of it. So because we're in shotgun, what we want to do is just wait until the ball gets in our quarterback's hands, and as soon as we see the ball's in our hands, then we just throw a bullet pass with no pass lead whatsoever to X. So let's just go ahead and take a look. We just throw a bullet pass, and we're able to make a completion. Now, we got tackled right away there, but you're going to notice that that's not going to be the case most of the time. We're going to be able to catch the ball in stride. And if there's no safety deep, we're just going to be able to take this to the house a good amount of time. As you can see right there, if there's no safety deep, we're gone. So this is something that I just throw it in if I'm really, really positive that my opponent's going to be making, man defense his main coverage. We're just going to be throwing this route over and over again. Anytime that we think that it's man coverage. There, my timing was way off. So the next thing we're going to take a look at are our two right side slot receivers, which are A and B. Now, depending on which defense our opponent comes out in, that's going to determine which right side slot receiver is getting bumped. So here we'll come out in nickel, and it doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and we're going to see that number 85, our outside right slot receiver, is getting bumped. Now, if we switch up the defense, say go to dime, doesn't matter if it's man or zone, we're going to see this time that our inside slot receiver is getting bumped, leaving number 85 unbumped. And of course we know that number 87 is also unbumpable. So now we'll switch it up again one more time. We'll come out in a dollar defense. And again, this time, the inside slot receiver is getting bumped. Now, if you've purchased a defensive ebook, there's a great chance that you've received a lot of setups where we're going to base a line and bump and run. So again, now what this is going to do is it's going to change which receiver is getting bumped. So this time, we have 85 getting bumped on the outside, leaving number 87 and 11 unbumped. This is exactly what we want for the most part because, as I mentioned earlier, number 87, if he's not user defended, whether it's man or zone defense, we're going to be able to pass lead down and to the left and hit that all day long, which basically makes it so that if they choose to cover RB, now we have a corner route, which is absolutely deadly when you mix that with that post route. It literally makes it, who are they going to defend? As you can see, both routes break off at the exact same point at the middle of the field, and one's going to go to the middle and one's going to go to the outside, making it almost impossible to use or defend if both receivers are being unbumped. Now we're going to take a look at how to throw these routes. So first we're going to focus on A, our inside slot receiver, facing bump and run coverage. Now when I'm facing bump and run coverage with the A route, I want to throw it the exact same way that I throw RB, which is down and to the sideline. So down and to the sideline, cut the route off, and go ahead and make the play. Now the reason I like to throw down and to the sideline versus bump and run coverage is just there's a lot of times where in a man-to-man situation, that defender is going to stick with us really well. So in order to get the sure completion, if we pass lead down, you're going to see, again, we're going to cut the route off. We're going to get in front of the defender and make the play. That's just the safest way to be able to catch this ball against a bump and run coverage. So how do we throw this route versus non-bump and run coverage? Well, the only thing that we have to worry about when we're facing non-bump and run coverage, if it happens to be man-to-man defense, is the safety. The safety is going to choose between RB and A, and hopefully we've abused them enough with RB that they're going to be focusing on that route pretty much all the time. So if that's the case, all we're going to do is throw a bullet pass to A, and most of the time he's going to be able to beat that defender. I'm only really worried about that defender playing in close with A if it's bump and run coverage. Most of the time, he's really going to do a good job getting outside, and we just throw a bullet pass. So now we're going to take a look at how we're going to throw the B route versus unbumpable coverage. We're actually going to throw it the same way that we threw RB and A, which is down and to the sideline. Now this is actually going to work versus whether it's bump and run or non-bump and run coverage. Now a lot of times you're only going to get around 5 yards on this play, but if they make a bad play and they click on and try to use or defend this, we're going to be able to take it upfield for a good amount of yards. If our B route is facing bump and run coverage and it's man-to-man defense, this is a route that we're most likely going to want to avoid because RB and A are going to be so effective. But if by chance you do have a last resort, or if it's just a read that you find, we're going to throw it again the same way. We're going to pass lead down into the sideline, cut the ball off, and just make the play. The reason I've been showing you these routes against man defense the last few minutes is because, as I mentioned in many previous videos, the reality is that most good players do play man defense. Now that's not to say that good players don't play zone, because they do, but the reality is that most do play man coverage. Plus, as we showed you at the top of the video, our tight end will destroy any stock zone defense in the game. So by using that as our main route, it can a lot of times literally force our opponents into man coverage. Another way that we can destroy man coverage is when we face what is a very popular tactic on defense. Now, if you've bought a defensive ebook from anywhere this year, most likely that ebook provided a good amount of blitzes that require base align. Nickel Normal provides really good heat this year using exactly that. So here, I'm just going to set one of them up so you can see the type of pressure that we'll possibly be facing. Well, let's just go ahead and take a look at the replay so you can see again the type of heat that we're going to be facing, with really not too many people open at this particular point, by the looks of it. So once we see that they've base aligned, and by the way, we're going to know that they base align when the defenders are on the outside, not playing in front of our receivers. As you can see here, what we're going to do is we're going to base align, and the cornerbacks are playing more outside. And it actually becomes more noticeable, though, if it's bump and run coverage. Now, once we see this base align defense, baseline man defense, by throwing a bullet pass to A, no matter what baseline man defense you're up against, A is going to torch this coverage and most likely be wide open for a touchdown. If they use or control it, then obviously we just hit our extremely over-effective tight end route. So again, let's go ahead and take a look. And A is just going to torch the man coverage that he's facing. When it comes to zone defense, there's pretty much 3 routes that I really like to take a look at, with RB, of course, being our main route. As long as we're not user defending against that, we're going to be able to hit that all day long. The other 2 routes that I like are B and Y. Now, when it comes to the B route, we're going to throw that the exact same way that we throw RB, which is, again, pass lead down and to the sideline. As you can see right there, we pass led down into the sideline, we clicked on, and we undercut the pass, leaving the defender right in front of the ball, no chance to make a play. As you can see right here, the defender's right there to make an interception on the pass. Because we pass lead down into the sideline, all we do is click on, we cut the ball off right in front of the defender, and even right around him, and pick up an extra 6 or 7 yards. Now, when it comes to the Y route, drag routes are probably the best route in the game. There's no zone coverage that gets underneath this route. Y will get underneath every single zone coverage in the game. So all we need to do is wait until we see that he's open. We throw the pass, we pick up at least 7 yards. Go ahead and take a look at it one more time. We just wait. Whether it's early, whether it's late, we're going to be able to hit the zone underneath every single zone coverage in the entire game. Now finally, just as a little bit of a last resort, if they're really playing a lot of zone defense against you, the other thing I like to do is put X just on an out route. Now a lot of times, people love smart routed out routes, but for this, I just really like, whether they're bumping or not bumping, I just really like just an out route, not smarted. As you can see here, it's just a quick little hitter, and we're going to be able to hit that all day long, even if they mix up the coverage. Say we go to a cover 3, do a little bit of bump and run, do an out route. We're just going to be able to hit it really, really quick and pick up some yards. So we do have a lot of man beaters. We got a lot of zone beaters. Just all around a really, really great play that's going to leave your opponent just scratching his head. The other great thing about this play is, as you see our Y receiver over there, that's actually a running back. So when you do pick this play, it's not going to say 5 wide, even though it is an empty formation. It's going to say 4 wide receivers and 1 running back. So this is something that you can throw in there, especially when running a no-huddle offense. Get them stuck in a nickel-type defense or something like that. Get them stuck in their nano with their base align, show blitz, all this kind of stuff. And whether it's man or zone, as long as we're making good reads, we're just going to be able to run the ball up and down the field. So again, I really appreciate it, guys. And the first gameplay footage clips that you're going to see are from, as I told you at the beginning of the video, when me and my friend, all we did was call every single stock zone defense in the game that we could possibly find, and we just torched it by throwing pass lead down into the sidelines once, our tight end got in behind the coverage, and it was just ridiculous. Not once did we stop each other. I think in the stats that you're going to see, I had like 13 catches for 258 yards, not ever getting stopped once by any zone defense. Anyways, I will see you guys next time.
First down and 10. Eyeing that left side. That's good enough for the first down. Up. They'll go shotgun here. The quarterback throws the pass. Catch for a first down. The formation here, shotgun. The Jets get a first down. Offense readying for the snap. Drop back, shotgun formation. Working that left side. Squeezes it into coverage. Takes the snap from the shotgun. Looks to his left. Touchdown, New York Jets. Coming up, takes the snap from the shotgun. Stands in the pocket. Marcus Thurston hauls it in. Shove out of the gun. Eyeing that left side. That catch
of side, so he is changing the play to the receivers by giving him hand signals.
Right where it had to be. There's the tackle. Offense lines up here. First and 10. The quarterback throws to the right. He's got the grab, and he's got the first down and 10. Looking for an open receiver on the right. Brings it in. He's going to be tackled.
Wants to take advantage of. Look at the hand signals he's given to the receiver outside.
Working that left side. Darren Sproles makes the catch out. The defense comes out in the nickel. Out of the shotgun formation. Going across the middle, Darren Sproles.
And throw the football down the field.
Looking for a receiver on the left side here. As the D-line begins to spread out. The quarterback throws the pass. He brings it in here, and he's got the first. Nickel formation for the defense here. The throw to the left. Touchdown. Now first and 10. He'll fire it out to the left. The quarterback